Hello from Bangkok again. We should have been 2 days until we leave. But we just got an email telling us that our second flight was delayed 24 hours. And so that would mean we would be spending over 30 hours at the airport in Macau. But we've called and they're trying to change our first flight as well 24 hours later. And so if that happens, we won't be leaving Bangkok until Monday night rather than Sunday night. If they can't change it, then we'll still leave Bangkok Sunday night and spend 3 hours in the Macau airport before heading back to Hangzhou. But I wanted to make this short video. I've been seeing online, on Facebook, on Twitter, different places, people all over the world talking about quarantine. And they talked about how they're living in quarantine and the things they're doing in quarantine and how it makes them feel. But then I see like the next post, they're outside walking their dog, they're going to the store, they're doing various things like this. And so this got me thinking that maybe a lot of people maybe don't understand what exactly quarantine is. And so I wanted to explain to you kind of what we expect upon our return to China and our upcoming 14-day quarantine. So once we land at the airport in Hangzhou, we will be interviewed and perhaps tested, blood tests, by the Chinese CDC to see if we're healthy, where we have traveled in the past 2 weeks. And based upon all of this, which could take even, we've heard, up to 11 hours at the airport, after all of this, then they will transport us to one of two locations. One is a government facility, hotel, and the other is our university campus where we live and work, but we won't be able to stay in our apartment. We'll have to stay in a hotel on our campus. Either way, we will be in quarantine for 14 days. And so what this means is that, as far as we understand, once we go into our room, we are not allowed to leave that room for 14 days. It's possible on our university campus we will be able to walk down the hall once a day to throw our trash away and then return as quickly as possible back to our room. So that means we can't step outside the building. Nobody can come into our rooms. Only certain people are allowed in the building. And so people will maybe come to our door or our hall. They'll deliver our food to us, but we probably won't even see them. They will probably send us a message on our phone saying your food is outside, pick it up. Every day we will have to take our temperature in the morning and in the evening, and then we will send that information by our phone to a specific person. And so for these 2 weeks, we will be in these 2 hotel rooms with no kitchen, no refrigerator, no washing machine to wash our clothes, and just a hotel room. 2 hotel rooms next to each other, and we won't be able to see anybody. Nobody can come and visit us. We can't go outside. If we were to go outside, then maybe we would either be thrown in jail or kicked out of the country, or both, with a fine, and not allowed to return again. And so our quarantine is not free. We have to pay for our hotel room, either in the government facility or on our campus. It will cost us, our hotel rooms, if on campus, will cost us about $40 per night. And I just got a message right before I made this video that we also have to pay for our meals from the cafeteria each day. And so I don't even know how much that will cost. So we'll have 2 weeks of isolation, not going outside, not seeing anybody, and eating cafeteria food from our university campus, and paying for it all. And so, and that's on top of however long it takes us to get back to China and the time at the airport with the CDC. And this is all assuming we are healthy. And it's assuming that the CDC thinks we're healthy and thinks we're a low risk. If for any reason they don't think so, they could easily transport us to a government hospital for further testing. And so when you hear, or even maybe you talk about being in quarantine or being isolated, maybe some of you are more referring to this social distancing. But when you think of what people in China are doing, who are returning to China, or what we will be doing, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about really 2 weeks of complete isolation from the world and from other human beings. Luckily, we have internet, we have our phones, we have computers, we have our Xbox, we have one another, we have games. I think we can probably have delivery food from a restaurant delivered to our campus, and someone brings it to our building and they drop it off at our door if we want. I'm stocking up on coffee to take back with me, and don't want to run out of that. And so that is what we are looking at for our 2 weeks after we return to China. And so we don't know how it'll be, and we just have to wait and see. And hopefully these videos will give you a little bit of insight into what we're doing and how we're feeling, and what maybe life will be like in China once we are out of quarantine. And we're hoping, we're praying that after quarantine that life can kind of get back to normal, as most of our friends in China say that life in China is back to normal for the most part. And so that's what we're hoping for. And yeah, so please, if you have any questions for us, let us know. If you want to keep up with us, just follow us on Facebook. I'll try to, or YouTube. I'll try to post these all on Facebook. But above all, keep us in your prayers. Keep other people in your prayers who are traveling. Really, we have no idea. Even now, we're hoping we can make it back to China in a few days. But any day now, flights can be canceled. Airports can be shut down. Borders can be closed. We just never know. We're grateful to God that He has blessed us here in Bangkok, and with places to live and people to know, and people who can help us out when we need help. Anyway, let us know if you have any questions, and maybe tomorrow I'll try to make another video about what's going on, and you never know what 24 hours might hold. All right, take care. Goodbye.